Hi, my name is Kirk, and I'm one of the service technicians here at RM Young Company. Today we're going to discuss how to assemble a weather station and the instruments that you'll need to do so. Our model 41382 temperature and relative humidity probe. This probe uses a thermistor for measuring temperature and a capacitive element that's used to measure the humidity. We recommend you pair it with a radiation sensor, such as our 41003P-24 solar radiation sensor that is designed specifically for use with this sensor. The next sensor you'll need is something to measure atmospheric pressure. We offer the 61402 in several models. Those include a current output model, a voltage output model, and also include RS-232, RS-485, and STI-12 communication protocols. When installing one of these, you need to make sure that it's installed in a protective location, either indoors or inside of a weatherproof enclosure, such as our 61360 weatherproof enclosure. It's specifically designed to fit the 61402 inside of it. When installing a barometric pressure sensor, one thing you need to take into consideration is the effects of wind. As wind blows past the port, it can affect the pressure reading. To prevent that, we have our 61002 pressure port. I'll explain later, but essentially it has baffles inside that mitigate the effects of airflow past the sensor. The next device I'd like to discuss is our tipping bucket. Now, a tipping bucket is designed to measure precipitation. I have a cutaway model here. Inside, water will come in through the top, down through the funnel, and into this tipping bucket. Each tip is 1/10 of a millimeter of rain. And last but not least, you'll need to measure wind speed and wind direction. For that, we offer our model 05103 wind monitor. This device will read wind speeds up to 100 meters per second or 223 miles per hour and has been successfully deployed in many locations around the world. This device is available in many configurations, including 0 to 1 and 0 to 5 volt DC outputs or 4 to 20 milliamp. Of course, it's also available with our standard pulsed output. Other variations include RS-485 and RS-232 models, as well as models made specifically for marine applications. When considering a device to measure precipitation, another option is our precipitation gauge. This is our 50202 and 50203 precipitation gauge. This differs from our tipping bucket in that there are no moving parts. So it's specifically designed to be used in applications where there may be movement, such as on a vessel or on a buoy. To install the barometer in your weatherproof enclosure, first you need to install the tube that connects the barometer to the outside atmosphere. Slide it on the tube on the inside and secure with the provided screws. We've provided a convenient location for a grommet to connect your wiring to the barometer. That will not be shown today. Once you have wired it up though, put the cover in place and secure the screws. The weatherproof enclosure is designed to be installed on conventional pipe, such that you might use for mounting the rest of your weather station. Simply loosen the wing nuts, place it on the location you want on the pole, and secure with the washers and wing nuts. Keep in mind when you install the pressure port that you have it close enough to use the included tubing. Install the tubing on the bottom of the port. Install the U-bracket. And lastly, connect your hose to the bottom. The next instrument we're going to install is a temperature and relative humidity probe in the solar radiation shield and install it on the mast. Our solar radiation shield comes with an adapter that allows you to easily install the temperature humidity probe. Simply insert it into the adapter and tighten it to secure it. Please note you do not need to over tighten it, just snug it up. Once you have it installed, use the provided U-bolt and hardware to clamp it to the mast. The next instrument we're going to install is our wind monitor. You'll need some preparation before you can install it on the mast. The first thing you'll need to do is make sure that you install the orientation ring on the mast. You don't need to tighten this just yet, you just need to make sure it's installed. As for the wind monitor itself, it comes, for its protection, with the propeller removed. To install it, remove the propeller nut. Install the propeller with the notched end towards the instrument and make sure that you index it into the propeller shaft. Once the propeller is installed, install the propeller nut and tighten with our included wrench. Now you're ready to install the wind monitor on the mast. Now that you have the wind monitor installed on the mast, comes the most important part. The sensor needs to be aligned properly to give you correct wind direction readings. You'll want to align it so that the junction box is pointed due south. Once you have sighted it due south, make sure that the wind monitor itself is indexed into the orientation ring, and only then tighten down both clamps. The purpose of the orientation ring is so that should you need to remove the wind monitor from the mast for maintenance or calibration, when you're leaving this in place will allow you to reinstall the wind monitor without having to take the time to sight it once again. The next item we're going to cover is installing your tipping bucket. The first thing you need to do is partially disassemble it. Loosen the 3 screws around the bottom of the tipping bucket, pull the lid off, and set it aside. Now you can take the base and install it on your mount. Once you have it installed, make sure to tighten the band clamp. Now that you have it secured to the mount, it's very important that you make sure that the device is level. If it's not level, the tipping bucket will not tip evenly from side to side. We conveniently provide 3 adjustments and a bubble level so that you can set this. Once you have the bubble centered, you're finished with this step. The next step will be to wire the sensor, which we will not be covering today. However, once you do have it wired up, then you can install the lid and tighten the 3 screws. Install the included debris guard, and your tipping bucket is ready for operation. Keep in mind that you want to have it near your weather station, approximately a foot off the ground, but make sure that it's not under any overhangs, such as trees or buildings. Thank you for joining us today for our video showing how to assemble an RM Young weather station. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and join us for more how-to videos in the future.